Cary Grant truly hated him more than anyone in Hollywood. Cary Grant, born Archibald Alexander Leach on January 18, 1904, in Bristol, England, entered the world under challenging circumstances. His childhood was marked by instability, hardship, and early exposure to the harsh realities of life. His father, Elias James Leach, struggled to maintain steady work, and his mother, Elsie Maria Leach, faced significant difficulties managing the household. When Cary was very young, his parents' relationship deteriorated, and eventually, they separated, leaving him to navigate a fractured family environment. From a very early age, young Archibald displayed a remarkable flair for performance. Despite the chaos at home, he found solace in local theaters and dance halls, often sneaking away to watch performers or join in amateur acts. At the age of 10, he was enrolled in a boys' orphanage temporarily due to family circumstances, where he endured strict discipline and witnessed the harshness of institutional life. These experiences instilled in him resilience, determination, and a keen awareness of human behavior traits that would later inform his on-screen charisma. By his early teens, Archibald had discovered a passion for dance and performance. He joined the Eight Lancashire Lads, a popular British dance troupe, traveling across England and performing in front of live audiences. Touring was grueling, with long journeys, tiny lodgings, and the constant pressure to perfect routines. Yet, these hardships honed his work ethic and stage presence, shaping the suave, disciplined persona that would define his Hollywood career. During this time, he also developed a love for physical comedy and improvisation, learning how to captivate audiences with timing, expression, and charm. In 1920, at the age of 16, Archibald made the bold decision to leave England for America, seeking greater opportunities in the world of theater. He joined a touring company that brought him to Broadway, performing in plays and refining his craft. His striking good looks, combined with his innate talent and relentless practice, caught the attention of talent scouts and agents. Around this time, he adopted the stage name Cary Grant, a choice that reflected his desire to reinvent himself and craft a persona suited for the glamorous, competitive world of Hollywood. Despite the glamour that awaited him, Cary's early life remained a powerful influence. The struggles he endured, poverty, family instability, and the harsh discipline of performance troupes fostered a determination to succeed at any cost. They also shaped his meticulous attention to detail, his insistence on professionalism, and his intolerance for egos and laziness in colleagues. These traits would later define not only his career choices but also his complex relationships within Hollywood. Cary Grant's early life was a study in contrasts, instability and discipline, hardship and talent, anonymity and the beginnings of star quality. These formative years, often overlooked in his later glamorous image, were critical in creating the man who would become one of the most elegant, captivating, and unforgettable icons of classic cinema. Without these early experiences, it's unlikely the world would have ever known the charisma, wit, and perfectionism that made Cary Grant a legend. After arriving in the United States as a teenager, Cary Grant faced a new world of opportunity and ruthless competition. The Broadway stage was a proving ground where talent alone was never enough. Charm, timing, and adaptability determined who would succeed. Grant threw himself into this environment, performing in plays and refining his dance and acting skills. His performances drew attention, but the path to Hollywood was far from guaranteed. He faced countless rejections, small roles, and grueling tours, all of which tested his patience and resilience. By the late 1920s, Grant began appearing in vaudeville and early Broadway productions, steadily building a reputation as a disciplined and charismatic performer. He combined his natural athleticism with impeccable comic timing, making him stand out among peers. Talent scouts from Hollywood were always searching for fresh faces, and Grant's blend of sophistication, charm, and physical grace made him a perfect candidate for the screen. In 1931, he made his first small film appearances, but it wasn't until he signed with Paramount Pictures in 1932 that his career began to truly accelerate. Adopting the stage name Cary Grant was a turning point. This new identity allowed him to shed the humble, struggling beginnings of Archibald Leach and present a polished, marketable persona. Studios cultivated his image as the ideal leading man, tall, athletic, impeccably dressed, and exuding effortless charm. Grant's screen presence was magnetic, immediately capturing audiences with a combination of sophistication and relatability. His early roles in comedies, dramas, and light romance films showcased his versatility and proved he could carry a film, even alongside established stars. The 1930 Seconds and 1940 Seconds saw Grant rise steadily, starring in hits like The Awful Truth and Bringing Up Baby, which cemented his reputation as a master of screwball comedy. Audiences were drawn not only to his wit but also to a certain vulnerability beneath the polished exterior, a trait that made him relatable despite his glamour. Directors quickly recognized his professionalism. Grant was known for his punctuality, dedication, and ability to elevate any scene, whether comedic or dramatic. As his fame grew, so did the demands of Hollywood. Grant carefully navigated the studio system, avoiding projects or colleagues that clashed with his standards. He became famous for his collaborations with Alfred Hitchcock, including classics like Suspicion and Notorious, where he demonstrated not just charm but depth and emotional complexity. These films solidified him as more than just a handsome leading man. They revealed his talent for nuanced, compelling performances. By the 1950s, Cary Grant was a household name. His image embodied elegance, sophistication, and the allure of classic Hollywood. Yet, beneath the charm, he remained driven by the lessons of his early life: discipline, hard work, and a refusal to tolerate mediocrity. It was this combination of talent, meticulousness, and personal standards that propelled him from a struggling British teenager to one of Hollywood's most enduring legends. Cary Grant, Hollywood's epitome of charm and sophistication, had a personal life that was far more complex than his flawless on-screen persona. Over the years, he married 5 times, each relationship revealing a different facet of his character and emotional life. Despite his public image as the perfect gentleman, Grant struggled to find lasting romantic stability, often torn between love, career, and personal insecurities. His first marriage was to Betsy Drake, an actress he met while working on films in the 1940s. Their relationship was built on mutual admiration and shared artistic interests, but the pressures of Hollywood and their own personal ambitions eventually led to divorce. Grant's second marriage, to Virginia Cherrill, best known for City Lights, was brief, lasting only a few years. Though passionate, it faltered under the strain of conflicting personalities and the relentless spotlight of the industry. Grant's third marriage, to Barbara Hutton, the Woolworth heiress, was highly publicized. Their union seemed glamorous from the outside, combining wealth, status, and Hollywood allure, but behind closed doors, it was fraught with tension. Hutton's struggles with mental health and Grant's own perfectionist tendencies made the marriage unstable, ending in divorce amid widespread media attention. His fourth marriage, to Diane Cannon, brought new hope. Cannon, a talented actress, connected with Grant on both personal and professional levels. However, differences in age, lifestyle, and expectations eventually caused friction. Their divorce in the 1960s was amicable but underscored the challenges Grant faced in balancing love with his exacting personal standards. Finally, Grant's fifth and longest marriage was to Betsy Drake, who became his most enduring partner. Unlike his earlier unions, this marriage reflected a deeper understanding of compromise, patience, and mutual respect. Though they eventually separated, the relationship demonstrated Grant's growth in personal life. Showing his capacity for vulnerability beyond the silver screen persona, Cary Grant's marriages reflect a man striving to reconcile his desire for love with his relentless pursuit of perfection, both professionally and personally. While he never found a lifelong romantic match that endured, each relationship revealed layers of his personality: the charm, the vulnerability, and the occasional struggle with emotional intimacy. Through these experiences, Grant remained a figure of fascination, not only for his cinematic legacy but also for the very human search for connection amidst fame, success, and the pressures of Hollywood. Insiders have noted that Grant had little patience for actors or directors who were arrogant, lazy, or manipulative. Those who disrupted sets, undermined co-stars, or relied on charm instead of genuine talent quickly earned his silent disdain. His professionalism and dedication were legendary, and he expected the same from everyone he worked with. Anyone falling short of these standards often found themselves at the receiving end of his quiet but unmistakable disapproval. Despite the rumors, Grant rarely expressed his dislike publicly. To the world, he remained the suave gentleman, always charming, always polite. But colleagues knew that beneath the surface, he was extremely selective about whom he trusted and collaborated with. Some actors and crew members who flaunted egos or refused to respect the craft of filmmaking were, in Grant's eyes, simply intolerable. Grant's intolerance was not personal but rooted in principle. He admired honesty, talent, and commitment, Anything less clashed with his own high standards. This selectivity shaped his career decisions. He avoided projects or collaborations that risked compromising his integrity or the quality of his work. Even in Hollywood's glamour and glitz, Grant maintained boundaries, ensuring that his work environment reflected his values. This part of his personality revealed that even legends have limits. While Cary Grant's charm, elegance, and wit were timeless, his disdain for mediocrity and arrogance highlighted a private side rarely seen by fans. It was a reminder that beneath the magnetic smile and effortless charisma was a man guided by principle, demanding excellence from himself and those around him. For insiders and film historians alike, this combination of elegance and exacting standards remains a fascinating aspect of Cary Grant's legacy. Cary Grant's later career marked the culmination of decades of cinematic excellence. By the 1960s, he had firmly established himself as one of Hollywood's most versatile and beloved actors, known for his effortless charm, impeccable timing, and enduring sophistication. Yet, even at the height of his fame, Grant was conscious of the fleeting nature of stardom. He began to carefully select roles that challenged him artistically while maintaining the elegance and charisma audiences expected. During this period, Grant collaborated with some of the greatest directors of his time, including Alfred Hitchcock, George Cukor, and Howard Hawks. Films such as Charade 1963 demonstrated that even in his later years, he could blend humor, romance, and suspense with unmatched skill. He remained a consummate professional on set, insisting on preparation, precision, and respect from his colleagues. Despite his stardom, he maintained a sense of humility, often mentoring younger actors and guiding them through the complexities of the Hollywood system off-screen. Grant's life was quieter but no less complex. He had experienced multiple marriages, personal losses, and the pressures of fame, yet he remained a devoted father and a private, introspective individual. He dedicated much of his later life to travel, humanitarian efforts, and exploring personal interests outside of acting, such as aviation and philanthropy. These pursuits reflected a man who valued experiences, learning, and giving back, demonstrating dimensions far beyond his on-screen persona. In 1966, Cary Grant officially retired from acting, leaving behind a career spanning more than 30 years and over 70 films. Though retirement meant stepping away from the spotlight, his influence on cinema continued to grow. Critics, historians, and fans celebrated his legacy as the perfect blend of sophistication, humor, and vulnerability, qualities that made his performances timeless. His name became synonymous with the golden age of Hollywood, a benchmark for elegance and professionalism in the film industry. Cary Grant passed away on November 29, 1986, in Davenport, Iowa, at the age of 82. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy endured. Tributes poured in from around the world, honoring not only his immense talent but also his humanity, charm, and integrity. Grant's impact extended beyond cinema. He influenced fashion, popular culture, and the very notion of the Hollywood leading man. Even decades after his passing, Cary Grant remains an icon. His films continue to captivate new generations, his persona continues to inspire actors, and his life story serves as a testament to resilience, discipline, and timeless elegance. From a challenging childhood in Bristol to conquering Hollywood, Cary Grant's journey was one of determination, talent, and enduring charisma, a legacy that will never fade.